for Langley. Puck lost along the blue line. Langley. Turned back by Sharma for the Island. Set up along the boards by DeGraff, but turned over instead there to Walker. And is stopped in front there by Christensen. Sharma sending it around along the boards. Shelley, though, trying to intercept for Langley. Getting it for Island's DeGraff. DeGraff sending it up along the boards. Gets chipped up and out of play for Langley. Wins the faceoff. Batchelor losing control of the blue line. Gets back to Song at center ice. Song with the long shot. Got some power on it, so it ricochets back in the Island zone. Bringing it through now for Island Hockey Club is McNaughton. Sends it up for Langley. Bringing in, trying to find Shelley in front. Couldn't quite get there. That was Song. Caught all the way back into the Langley zone by Batchelor. Sends it up to Song. Song rushing through the Island zone. Song sending it in front there, but couldn't quite find Bailey. Sends it back to Kerrigan, and I believe it went off the back there of Christensen, but it, luckily for the Island, bounced out. Instead, it would be a 3-1 lead for Langley, still early in this first period. Island power play as Anderson able to clear the puck down zone where it's recollected there by DeGraff. DeGraff skating under the check there of Song, and Song with a quick shot makes it 3-1 on the penalty kill. Siwoo Song right back to scoring after getting the OT winner yesterday against the Island. Gets the shorthanded marker here to make it 3-1 Langley. .9:16 remaining in this first period. 28 seconds remaining on the Island power play. And the puck is dropped. Island with a face-off. Losing the puck in the corner there was DeGraff as Song trying to rush back and get the puck back on net. Segnar sending it in front up to Bernard, but it's turned over there to Anderson. Mann controlling at center ice. She's checked off the puck by Song. Puck is dropped. Montaigne sends it back to the line. Got over there. Montaigne keeping it in, sends it up to Duick and back to Montaigne. Montaigne feeds it back to Player at the line. Player, long shot through traffic, turned aside by Christensen. Set up along the boards. Player gets control after it passes Song. Player and Song switch positions. Player in front for Duick, turned aside by Christensen. Collected at the line there by Song. Song shot. Hit a body in front as Rossi tried to check Song off the puck. Player recollecting at center for Langley. Dueck bringing it in for Langley. Player sending it around as the puck is dropped once again in the Island zone. Spinning away is Song. Song sending it back up to Batchelor. Sends it deeper into the zone. Montaigne fighting for the puck. Trying to chip it up to Batchelor along the boards, but instead it's intercepted. Cardo, big hit along the boards there. From Langley over to Island, but Island unable to capitalize. Just as Langley had very recently done to them. That'll be it for the first period. The puck is dropped and Langley able to win it. and send it back into their own zone. Player collecting along the boards for Langley. McNaughton trying to knock him off the puck. Sent up though to Dueck. Dueck sends it across to Song. Song rushing in. Song sending it up to Player at the line, but it squeaks over the blue line and Langley has to tag up. Instead, Segnar able to get the puck off the rebound from Christensen and send it down the Player. Recollecting for Langley. Leaves behind him for Song, but a bit of miscommunication there as Langley trying to rush back out now. Power play over for them, but they got a few, turns it over. Potier looking for the goal and the chance in front, but couldn't quite get there as go. Song sends the puck to Player at the line. I believe it was called a hand pass that the officials were motioning for, so face-off will start just outside the Langley zone. Gornall hard, but puck finds its way back out and cleared down the length of the ice there by Kotu. East leaving for Player. Player rushing through the Langley zone now. Leaves for Song. Song cutting through center. Song getting across the island blue line, leaves for Crouch. Blocked in front, and Kotu able to steal and clear it. Down the length of the ice once again. East leaving for a teammate as Player recollects. 1 minute gone so far in the Langley power play. Can't get it past DeGraff and man. DeGraff sending it up to Bernard. Bernard checked off the puck there hard by Song. Couldn't quite take advantage. Segnar trying to get it through center. Runs into a teammate and the puck turned over to Player. Player rushing through now down the left side for Langley. Player blocked in front there by Segnar, who sends it back along the boards. Bernard knocked off the puck there by Zhang. Puck finds its way back to Dueck for Langley. Dueck brings it into the island zone. Segnar launches Song off. Dueck sends it back. And Song now bringing it in for Langley. Sends it across there, remaining in the second period. Puck is dropped. Segnar sending it up to Sangera. Sent up by Grisdale for Langley. Holding it now is Pothier by Sharma. Segnar with the big reverse hit there on Song. Tufnail now rushing back up for the island. Tufnail bringing it deep into the Langley zone. Sends it around the boards, but a lot of the island skaters were making a change. As the puck squeaks through and onto the stick there of Pothier. Pothier. Sangera with the check off Pothier as Sangera rushing down in the right side, turned over though to Grisdale. Collected by Rossi. Sends it deep into the Langley zone. 2-5, quick shot there from Crouch. Song though, holding on to it. Anderson, long shot there, stopped by Christensen. For the rebound there was Kerrigan, but Christensen also able to keep that one out as Hansra and Gornall return to the play. Long shot there into the glove of Christensen. Sends across to Gornall. Gornall chips it up and along the boards to Cardo. Cardo sending it up to Sangera. Sangera loses it just inside the Langley blue line. Gornall fighting with Montaigne for the puck. Puck finds its way back out to center and Player chips it back in for Langley. Gets over to Song. Song rushing through now. Going for the wraparound. And it doesn't get through. I believe Christensen got a piece of it there and keeps it out of the island net. Montaigne brings it around, back around the boards. Shelley Shelley still with the puck. Sends it back to Zhang. Zhang, long shot blocked in front there. It skipped in front, though, of Christensen, who's able to bat it aside. Collected over by Tough now, who sends it back over to Cardo. Cardo rushing now for the Island. Cardo couldn't quite get a proper handle of it. And rushing back now for Langley. There was Montaigne. Extended time without a whistle here. Toughnail chips it down into the Langley zone. We're nearing the final 5 minutes of this second period. And play hasn't stopped since we were nearing the final 10. Kotu over to DeGraff. DeGraff couldn't get it to Clark, and trying to rush it in is Song, but Segnar able to get it back out to center ice. It's offside, so 1:47 remaining now in this second period. Langley still leading by 1 goal. Could have been 2, but Walker hitting the post instead. Face off just outside the Island zone. Face off won by the Island. Sharma sends it across to Gornall. Gornall couldn't quite get the proper pass over to Sharma. Sharma chips it along the boards, and Zhang recollects at center. Zhang sending it back to Player. Player spinning away from the check of McNaughton. Falls. Bringing it through now is Song for Langley. Song with a chip goes wide of the net. Player back to Zhang. Zhang with a long shot. Stopped in front by Song. Song chips it along the side of the net. Song still recollecting the puck deep in the Island zone. Chips it around along the boards to Zhang. Zhang tangled up with Clark. Puck finds its way to Crowd. Turned over there. Couldn't find Song in front of the net. And McNaughton able to chip it back out to center. Final minute of play here in the second period. Langley still leading 5-4 as McNaughton chips it and is stopped by East. It's a quick chance there for McNaughton to potentially tie the game once again, but instead East able to hold on for the whistle. And Langley now finding its way back down. Crouch sending it across to Song. Song spins under the check of Segnar, but can't quite get there. Bailey turned the puck over to Bernard, who chips it down into center and down almost the length against Grisdale, able to recollect. And Langley rushing back through center now as we enter the final 30 seconds. DeGraff's chipping it along the boards to Mann. It's hit along the blue line by Grisdale. And collecting his Crouch. Crouch sends it deep into the Island zone. Final 15 seconds now. Segnar spins away from the forecheck of Song. Segnar. This media featured 3 stars of the game after the final whistle. Check us out at the For Vengeance channel right here on Silent Ice TV for features, power rankings, and more. As we get started here for the final frame between these two teams after an exciting second period, which saw the Island come back to tie it after being down to at one point a 4-1 deficit. They entered the period 4-2 after a late penalty shot from Liam McNaughton was converted. And they came back to tie it at 4 before Sammy Hansra was able to get the 5-4 goal for Langley. As there's a quick shot from Randhawa is turned aside by Christensen. Randhawa still fighting along the boards with Clark. Clark fighting to get it out and does. For the Island, it gets out to center. Zhang tagging up for Langley. Sending it up. Sends it back over to Gornall. Gornall trying to find McNaughton in front, but with Player got a piece of it, and it gets back out to center for Segnar. Segnar sending it across to Gornall. Gornall with a check from Player. Zhang, Clark, but Clark was just out of the reach under the check of Zhang. Now Kotu. Kotu trying to find McNaughton in front. It gets past under the check of Duick, and it skips out down the length of the ice. There's a race to beat out the icing which Song does. Deep in the island zone now is Randawa. Randawa setting it up along the boards to Player at the line. Player, long shot. Turned aside. Long shot once again, and it skips through. It was a shot from Anderson. I believe Song either helped it on its way or got a rebound there. And it's now 7-4 for Langley. Not even 5 minutes into the third period here, and Langley already have stormed back and returned. Cardo gonna go. Puck is dropped and face-off won by Langley. Back over to Anderson. Anderson set up along the boards to Duick. Duick whiffs on the shot there. Duick knocked off the puck under the check there of Rossi. Back to Kerrigan at the line. It got in front there, but Randawa not able to poke away the rebound. Gornall recollects for the Island. Setting it up in front and turned aside there by Christensen. Quick shot there. Doesn't quite find the net. Dueck centering it in front for Langley, but Randawa not able to poke it home. Kerrigan shot blocked in front. Song looking for it once again. Of this face-off won there by Langley in their own zone as Song sends it down the length of the ice. Langley on the penalty after Randawa. Langley on the penalty kill after Randawa is headed off for interference. Puck is dropped and Player able to recollect and send it down the length of the ice for Langley. Puck finds its way to Segnar. Instead turns it over. Kerrigan is trying to send it to a teammate, instead hit the stick of one of his teammates. And instead collected by Song. Sends it deep into the island zone. Randawa sends it up along the boards to Anderson. Anderson chipped past him by Cardo though, and breaking in his McNaughton. McNaughton shot stopped there by East. That'll be it for this afternoon matchup between the 14U Langley Hockey Academy and 14U Island Hockey Club. Langley taking the win 8-4, and here are your 4 Vengeance Media 3 stars. First star with the hat trick this afternoon from the Langley Hockey Academy, number 82, Sammy Hansra. The second star also from the Langley Hockey Academy with 2 goals, number 37, Siwoo Song. And third star from the Island Hockey Club, number 13, Austin Kotu with a goal and an assist. Once again, thank you for watching on Silent Ice TV. Once again, final score, 8-4 for the Langley Hockey Academy over the Island Hockey Club. Langley continuing their unbeaten streak, now at 5-0. Langley falling to 1-4-1 as we head to a short break, and we'll be right back with a player interview here at Planet Ice Coquitlam.